Hey guys, and welcome back to Z3 Cubing. Today I'm going to show you this 4x4 sticker mod that looks like a scrambled 3x3. So today I had a cool idea for a 4x4 sticker mod. Now you guys already know what it looks like in the end, but I don't, so I guess the first step is to show you guys how I made it. So the first step is to take all of the stickers off of this cube, because of course I'm not going to be using the same ones on the final product. Now this is a random 4x4 that somebody gave to me at a competition years ago. I completely forgot who it was, but if that's you, then make sure and leave a comment down below. This mod is made possible because of you. And there we go. Alright, now these YJ stickers leave quite a bit of sticky residue, so I'm just going to use this stuff called Goo Gone, looks like I'm almost out, to get all that off. So just wipe it all down with this. And there we go. I wiped it down all clean and dry. And so now it's time for the stickers. No, not these. We can get these out of the way with this little sticker peeler. There we go. No, these are the stickers that we're going to be using. So as you can see, I've actually pre-cut the stickers in exactly the pattern that I want. It's kind of precise and intricate, so I decided to do it off camera. Anyway, I've basically taken the 4x4 grid and cut it into a 3x3 grid. Now, of course, naturally there is a little bit of black space in between the stickers because there's space in between the pieces. So of course you have the edge of the sticker and then you have a space where the piece is and then you have the edge of the next sticker. But we're actually going to try and get that black space to be as small as possible and create our own black space where the third line of the 3x3 would be. So we're going to kind of try and hide the lines of the 4x4 and create new lines of a 3x3. But it's not quite that simple. You can't just put the stickers onto the cube like this, because then you just have one color per side and it would solve exactly like a normal 4x4. That would be boring. Instead, what we have to do for the maximum 3x3 effect is actually sticker it as if it were a scrambled 3x3. So we're going to arrange these little neighboring chunks of stickers on the 4x4 to match with a real scramble on a real 3x3. And to generate that scramble, I'm going to use this timer app on my phone. I'm just going to start and stop the timer to generate a brand new scramble. I'm going to do that scramble on the cube and see what it looks like. And there we go. So there's our scramble 3x3. And you know what? I don't like all those green pieces right next to each other. So let's artificially add, let's say, an R move to the end of that. Okay, so now we have an R at the end of our scramble. I do like that. It looks like a very scrambled 3x3. So let's go ahead and translate this scramble onto the 4x4. And there we go. I've now finished stickering the 4x4 to perfectly match the pattern on the 3x3. I actually did move a few more pieces around on the 3x3, so it's not exactly the scramble I started with, but oh well. Anyway, before I take a closer look at this, there is one more thing I want to do. I basically want to round off all the corners on all of these 3x3 pieces to make it look more like a 3x3, so I'm going to go do that real quick. Alright, we're now finished with the sticker mod. Let's have a look. And wow, this thing turned out amazingly. I really just love the look of this thing. It was really kind of hard to imagine exactly what it would look like when I was just thinking of it in my head. But yeah, it has so many different cool little black lines all over the place. But if you just kind of look at it at a distance, kind of squint a little bit, it totally looks like a scrambled 3x3. And yeah, it's really funny how the solved state of this cube is actually a scrambled version of a 3x3. They're both exactly the same. And I think it really does look incredible in this solved state. So I think the only thing we have left is to actually scramble it. Obviously, the colors can get a whole lot more mixed up than they are now. As you can see, everything just looks super crazy and chaotic when it's scrambled up like this. And there we go. There's our scrambled 4x4, 3x3 thing. Wow, that looks crazy. It kind of looks like a weird kind of off-proportioned 6x6. But in fact, it is just a 4x4. And in fact, I believe the way that you solve this is actually pretty similar to a normal 4x4. It's going to be a little bit trickier because the centers have kind of an orientation. So as you can see here, these centers are not correct, even though I kind of put them together. We actually have to swap these two center pieces around, something like this. But now the center pieces are correct, and we can continue on by building up all the rest of the centers around here. Okay, so now we're in a bit of a tricky situation because as you can see, we've solved 5 of these center pieces. And normally once you've solved 5 of the centers, the last one will also, of course, be solved. But in this case, it isn't. So it looks like just these 2 center pieces need to be switched. And to do that, I believe there's an algorithm that goes something like this that I know from like the 4x4 Super Cube and the Master Morphics. And then you do that. And then that should get all of the center pieces in the right spot. Okay, now all of our centers are solved and in the right spots. And now edge pairing should actually go pretty similarly too, because you basically just pair up the edges. There shouldn't be anything different or confusing about it. You basically just have to look at these inside colors and totally ignore the outer colors. Oh, and there we go. We got all the edges paired. I think we got lucky on those last few and didn't have to do anything special. Anyway, now it's time for 3x3 stage. I'm not exactly sure how to approach this. I wonder if you could use, oh yeah, you can use the corners because this corner matches as well. whereas this corner does not match, so that one can't be correct. But maybe if we move it over here, yeah, now the corners all match. Okay, so maybe this won't be as hard as I thought. So now that we got the first edge in, basically what I'm looking for is the next edge over here that has orange, yellow, and white, and something to match up with the centerpiece right here. So this one looks like it might be a good candidate. Those colors all match, and then I can get this to match by doing the center right there. So there we go, we got kind of lucky. Now we can put this corner piece in if we want to. So just like this, and now we have to find the edge that fits into here. So I just looked around the cube and I can see that this edge is the correct one to go into this slot. And there we go. Now we're done with a corner section, and we can just basically build off that, basically make a cross, do F2L. Last layer might be a little bit tricky. Okay, there we go. We got the F2L done right there. Now it's just on to the last layer. So I can see that this edge right here matches with the center. So that is going to be oriented correctly. Let's see. This one is not oriented correctly because that pattern definitely doesn't match anything. Neither is this one, but this one does match right there. So these two need to be flipped so we can pretend that this is like an L shape. Like this. Now they should all be oriented correctly. Okay, these two are perfectly in the right spot relative to the center and everything. So let's just do a T-perm to mix both of these around. Okay, this just broke my brain for a minute, but I think the problem is we had this side turn right there. And now it looks like all we have left is two corners to twist on the cube, which we can of course do using the beginner's method. And now I think we finally have everything solved. So it turned out that the centers and the edges actually weren't that hard. The 3x3 stage was the thing that messed me up. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys like this cube as much as I do, because I really love the way it looks. I love the process of making it, and I hope some of you guys out there can take this idea and make something even cooler. That's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time.